Yo, that's cool. I really like this patch. Hello everybody, good to see you again. I'm Paul, this is my humble YouTube channel and my studio Warsaw, Poland. Welcome back. Guys, today it's gonna be all about new Sherry Audio's P10, which is a recreation of Prophet 10, a legendary machine from the 80s of the previous century. These are basically two Prophet 5 synthesizers cased in just one package with double layered keyboards, so you can play them together, separately, and in some other creative ways. And well, Prophet 5 itself, it's a legendary, it's an iconic synth, and having two of these in just one case feels more than amazing, both in hardware and software form, knowing that Sherry Audio usually delivers the sound. And you know what? Moreover, I've got Prophet Rev 2 here with me. That's basically similarly concepted and constructed. These are two layers of a synth, identical layers of a synth. Well, they share a lot of stuff with Prophet 5. It's a different beast, but shares the basic concept. Oscillators are roughly very similar. Also, there's the same Curtis filter, or a very similar sounding Curtis filter, ADSRs and stuff. So we're gonna take this new Sherry Audio thing, we're gonna compare it against Rev 2 and also maybe against Arturia Prophet 10, because they also got Prophet 10, to find out whether this Sherry Audio thing is anything really seriously good. Knowing Sherry Audio, it's not bad. Let's go. Of course, if you think this channel is a cool place, if you like my studio and my videos, please, as always, consider subscribing somewhere here down in the corner, getting notified, liking this vid, commenting on it down below so that I know what you think about new Sherry Audio's creation. And let's go now! And hey, if you like the plugin and both would like to support me, you're gonna find an affiliate link down below. Thanks. Alright people, I'm ready to shoot, and I wanted actually to check this product out on the Sherry Audio website, but you know what? They didn't I just refreshed and it's there. I'm sorry, this is such a great news. $59 for P10. It's kind of similarly laid out to the original Prophet 10, based on one of the most desirable flagship analog polysynths ever created. Exactly reproduces all that is exceptional in this classic, including P10, P5 and P10 factory presets. This is nice. Also adds thoughtful updates, as always with Sherry Audio, effect section, arpeggiators and stuff, some voicing options, expanded 16 voice per layer polyphony, so 32 voices instead of originally 10 voices. Always great in digital domain to have more voices. Velocity and polyphonic aftertouch, sequencer, keyboard split, arpeggiator, and a complete effects section, which I love for Sherry Audio synths. Let's see how it looks on Plugin Boutique. The price is probably roughly the same, or like $2 more. It's, yeah, 60 euros, so yeah, very similar. Yeah, no additional, I mean, the description is the same. I'm not gonna read it, it's mainly the same. It's delivered by Sherry Audio, right? So anyway, my friends, this is how it looks. A monster, a full screen monster. And you know what? I'm gonna take a look how it looked originally. A bit different layout than Prophet 5 actually, but you can somehow recognize it's the same synth family, and our digital recreation looks like this. Not far away from the original, right? And the initial preset goes like... Oh, model. Yeah, this is the preset, and I'm quite familiar with Prophet family, let's say, because of my Rev 2. So let's say I know basically how to quickly tweak it for you. Oscillators are here. So oscillator mixer between A and B oscillator plus noise, which is cool in Rev 2. It's got a separate sub oscillator, but let's not mind this. Let's take sawtooth number 1, sawtooth, square, or both. and pulse width. It's also here, and I can sync between oscillator 1 and 2 as well. This is frequency, so this is the oscillator tuning, and I'm gonna maybe like this. The tone of Prophet family also is good to note it. I wouldn't call it fat. I wouldn't call it even rich. It's not thunderous like it's Moog, for example. It's not fat like it's Oberheim. I would say that Prophet sounds sweet with its Curtis filter. It's clean, it's very elegant, it's some kind of sparkling, and it sits in the mix very well and does beautiful job, but it's definitely different than, for example, Moog or Oberheim from the synthesizers I can like name for their sound signature. This one is rather sweet than anything else. And I hope you're gonna hear it also during the review. So this is my first oscillator. Yeah, now maybe let's go to the filter section. Curtis filter is this sweet thing about Prophet series. And keyboard tracking, half full or off. We're gonna put it to off, and low pass or high pass filter is available. This is what I mean somehow. I can already hear it somehow, maybe a bit of modulation wheel and filter resonance. This is what I mean. It's sweet somehow, it's very melodic, it's very elegant, I would say. This synth sounds elegant. This is how I would describe Prophet series in general. Let's leave it here without modulation wheel maybe, and also we're not gonna use velocity, or maybe a bit of velocity to filter. Yeah, cool. So we tweaked filter with envelope, we tweaked amplifier. Now we've got an EQ here drawn, which is simply holding the key for us. What's interesting, if you take a look at the original design, where is it? This EQ actually is here on the original Prophet 10. Anyway, guys, let's get back to this. Layer pan, layer volume, and layer tune. We're gonna get to the layers very soon. It does something really special to the synthesizer. You've got two keyboards, and actually, as I said, all the synth layers is doubled. You've got two separate layers of the synth. Panel view for upper layer and lower layer. You can solo the layer. You can also display effects and arpeggio. We're gonna stick to layer 1 right now. And now that we've tweaked some oscillators, filters with envelope, we're gonna have some modulation, which is also quite specific for Prophet series. Pressure modulation, this is interesting. This is not there in the original, I believe. This is aftertouch, poly aftertouch modulation. My Roland FP10 keyboard doesn't have it, so we're not gonna use it, but you can set them out. You can choose whether you want to affect oscillator frequency, pulse width, filter, amplifier, LFO amount, or LFO frequency with this. We're not gonna test it, but then we've got something called polymod. So these are modulations for each key is gonna work separately, I believe, and you can use filter envelope for this modulation. And then you can also use oscillator be for this? Let's tweak it to the max. Interesting FM-like effect when choosing to modulate frequency of the first oscillator, and then pulse width modulation filter. Cool, gives this filter kind of a grainy character. We're not going to use it. And then you can also modulate the amp. Which doesn't have such a drastic effect. We're not going to use it anymore. And then mono modulation, and that's going to be interesting. Source, LFO or noise. And you can tweak both frequency A and B of the oscillator. What's interesting, that it doesn't work by itself because it's now assigned to the modulation wheel. But let's not modulate the frequency, and let's set it to the noise. And let's try to modulate filter with noise, which should give it nice, rich and very fat, grainy sound. Nice, very interesting, untypical lead sound I've got here, and I somehow like it, I have to tell you. A bit maybe like Wurlitzer piano also, it sounds maybe a bit like it. And yeah, so this is the basic idea behind the modulation. I can also modulate amp. But you know what, I'm going to leave it here. There's some more stuff for the LFO. I can increase the frequency, which would be a cool idea here, I would say. Yeah, funky and sweet, exactly, that's what I told you at the start. And what else should we do? So LFO, shapes, I can combine shapes, which is also interesting here. Plus random, and now? Nice. I like it even like this. We're not gonna sync it. We're gonna leave the LFO amount. And then also we have unison here, which is going to be great. Cool. We're not gonna use it. I prefer to make it a key-like sound than lead sound for now. The tune is here glide. Glide is glide. Let's not use glide. Let's not use a bit of glide. Wait. What if? Yo, that's cool. I really like this patch. Okay, so now I told you that there's this section upper lower, but you know what? I just feel like adding a bit of effects. So let's switch to effects. This is very well known from all the Sherry Audio synths. Very nice. Bit of drive, so it's more like a suitcase electric piano. Now, phaser. I'm not a phaser guy. Yeah, I'm not gonna use phaser. Chorus. It's what I'm gonna need. Yes. Then a bit of delay, but very slight. And yes, I would use some reverb here, also very little. And I love plate. from all Sherry Audio creations, actually. Yes! Arpeggiator is there. Random. Up, down. And so on. No, we're not going to use it. And now we're going to get back to the main layer panel. I'm going to take actually some presets, and I will show you how the layers work on different presets, you know. And now, layers work the way that normal means that the first synth layer is going to be assigned to the upper keyboard. And the second synth layer, lower layer, is going to be assigned to the lower layer. Right? Then single means that only one selected layer is active on both keyboards. Double means that they are all stacked on both keyboards. Alternate means that each time you press a key, it's gonna switch the layer. Which is cool and lets you achieve some crazy results when playing live, for example. And then split is going to make a split point for both keyboards when the lower range plays until a certain point and then it's taken over by the higher range. This is how the layers work, and maybe let's play some more presets if we're here. Some synths make you create music instantly, and this is one of the cases, I suppose. Just please, 3 more presets, like 3 more. As always with all the Sherry Audio presets, these are also very well crafted presets. A ton of ideas ahead, a goldmine of ideas and points to start with. But you know what? I tend to make my videos painfully long. The raw recording of this session is 37 minutes already. And I promised you one more thing, comparing it against Rev2 and Arturia. So I created something else here. I created a simple patch. I will activate all the tracks, wait. Yeah, I created a simple patch, starting, let's say, with P10. The patch goes like this. I used some oscillators, some filter and some modulation to just explore the basic tone of this synth. And this is what I got from P10, and then comes my Rev2. First P10. And now comes my Rev2, which has been edited using Plug SE plugin, which is really also cool for this synthesizer. And back to Sherry Audio. You can tell that they sound very similar. All the envelopes, all the LFOs, oscillators, they behave the same. They behave Prophet-like. And Rev 2 is not anything in detail like Prophet 5 or Prophet 10. It is a different beast based on some different components. But as you can see, you can make them sound very, very close. While, and this is interesting, this is what I got from Arturia Prophet 5V. I use Prophet 5. I don't need, I'm not gonna use layers whatsoever. And this is what I got. Compared to P10. And I can tell you that filter sounds different, oscillators sound different, envelope decay sounds different, and I could not set it closer, believe me or not. The slope of this envelope, while with Rev 2 and P10, this slope is more like this, it's slightly exponential in Arturia, I believe. It takes the same amount of time, but the curve of this envelope seems to be a bit different. Right? And the filter is kind of different. Also, the oscillators somehow are different. It's different. And this is my problem with Arturia. They don't really stick to originals, and they don't stick to... they don't sound as expected, and they are not always convincing, I have to tell you. I'm not a huge fan of Arturia synthesizers, like many of you probably out there. Anyway, this is what I got, and my greatest surprise is between P10 and my Rev 2. But if I had to choose, don't get me wrong, but I'm gonna choose my Rev 2. But Sherry Audio will remain with me for good, and that's for sure. And you know what? That's enough. It's already more than 40 minutes of a raw recording. Let's sum the things up now. I had tons of fun, as always, when creating sounds on some synthesizers. I really think I could make sound design, creating presets, my main occupation in life if I wanted to. I'm not gonna do it, I've got different stuff to do, but I simply enjoyed, especially when I got such a beast at my hands and such a beautiful craft, digital craft by Sherry Audio. Again, I don't really believe these guys are capable right now of releasing something bad. It's just out of question. They got so much skills, know-how, technology, ideas behind their synths that they are somehow destined to succeed in everything they do right now. This is easily my favorite synth company, virtual synth company right now. And surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, it's very close to my Rev 2. I mean, I was quite even shocked that I could make it sound so similar. Not so sure about Arturia, which had some different sound signature, and actually Arturia synths are not that convincing to my ear sometimes. If you ask me, I know it's like that with many people, but you know what? It doesn't understand, because this P2 stays with me. Is that gonna make me quit using my Rev 2? No way. I love this physicality and real analog too much. But this one is a serious contender in my productions, that's for sure. So yeah, it's a recommendation from me. And hope you enjoy it too. Hope you let me know what you think down below in the comment section, and I hope to hear from you very, very soon. Take care. Bye.